Well, hey there. Today, we're on a walk to test ourselves a little bit out here in northern Missouri. We're this nice little conservation area just north of Kansas City with a beautiful warm temperature of, let's see here. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. Oh, is my phone turned on? Nope. There it goes. About 12 degrees out right now with a feels like temperature of about 1 degrees. The goal today is 1. Try out the pack. Got the Mystery Ranch day pack here, and test out some other things I got, and to try and see what the condition of this little pond back here is. See how much frozen over it is. Snow came through. Can't see. Came through about a week or so ago, and still here. Got a record amount of snowfall in this area, and it's beautiful hiking weather to just go ahead and try it out. Watch a little bit of Outdoor Boys YouTube channel right before this, so got to channel our inner Luke here. But if I get a little bit too cold, I'm just gonna walk back because I don't live in Alaska. So should be about 3-mile walk today. Stop about halfway and get some lunch and see what we can find just walking around. Stay around, would you? So I started walking here thinking that I was gonna be the first person that's walked down and back in here, but it looks like someone came through about a week or so ago, and it's already blazed a trail for me, walking in and around. Looks like it was pretty long ago, though. You can kind of tell how long ago people have walked through, because if you guys can't tell, that's all ice right there. So when it's fresh, it won't be all frozen over like that. It'll be like my footprints here. If you can't see, just fresh packed down, but it looks like it's already melted a little bit because we did have a hot day here. If I try not to fall, we did have a few hot days here about a week ago. About a few days ago, it was 50, and well, it thaws out a little bit, and then it freezes back over, as you can see in a little creek here. Freaking ice. Made it over the top. Didn't struggle whatsoever. It's not frozen at all. You know, I'm really surprised how much snow is still left up in here, because we had that, it was like 50 degrees out here last Friday, and it's Monday now, but we're just getting this cold snap back through, and I showed y'all earlier about 10 degrees, 15 degrees out right now, and still quite a bit of snow on the ground, as you can see, but looks like it's clearing up a little bit here on the southern side where all the sun will hit it, and now we're off the snow. So a big thing to take in consideration when you're hiking in these, 0 degrees Fahrenheit to about 30 degrees is layers. So if you can see right now, I have a nice wind breaking layer. What this is it doesn't breathe very good, but it keeps all my internal heat in. So the wind's not getting through it, and it's not really letting anything out. It's actually just a raincoat that I had just sitting in the truck, or I've had for a few years, so it's good in the summertime, but in the winter it keeps out all that wind that's going to be coming through and freezes you to the bone. Underneath that, I just have a nice waffle top for my military guys. You guys know what a waffle top is. The one thing that leadership hates it when you wear it for whatever reason, but have that, and that's just a t-shirt underneath. So I don't really have too many base layers on, just because I'm going to be moving around so much and going up hills like this, where it's just been a gradual incline for the past few hundred feet. But I'm perfectly warm right now, a little bit chilly. So whenever you leave the vehicle or start walking off, you always want to be a little bit cold, because once you start sweating, the one thing you don't want to be in this cold weather is all wet with sweat, because that's how you get hypothermia. That sweat starts freezing and you'll get really, really cold really, really fast. So nice light layers. And if I get too hot, I'll take the top one off, something like that. But in the case I do start getting super duper cold in the pack today, I brought some extra cold weather gear that I'll set up whenever I stop to make lunch, just so I can keep warm and cozy. Now here we come up on the uncharted path. The only people who have been here has been the deer and other animals. Tread new territory for this little winter expedition. So another thing probably should think about whenever you're doing little hikes and stuff like this, and no matter where you're at or how short or far it is, make sure you check in with somebody, let them know where you're going to be at and how long you're going to be gone. So I called multiple people before I set out today. Told them, hey, this is where I'm headed. If I'm not back by sundown, either come see if the truck's there at this location or call for help. So kind of got a stop-loss plan set in place there to where if I don't get back, because I should be done within about 2 hours or so, depending on how long I want to piddle dink around. But if it's getting sundown and I don't plan on staying past sun going down, I got someone to know that, hey, I'm in trouble. So just another little thing to consider whenever you decide to get into doing this little hiking and everything like that. Look at all these deer tracks just everywhere. Some of them look fresh, some of them are definitely a little bit older. Hoping to kind of go off the beaten path here in a bit and try and see where their beds are. Maybe I can't find one, just to go say hello and scare shit out of him, as much as it was probably scare shit out of me. So let's find out. Finally got a little bit of a downhill here. God, I love downhill hiking. Uphill, it just sucks. Flat also sucks. But downhill, that's when it gets fun. Just 30 feet out, and it just takes you, especially when you got pack on you, depending on the weight. It's just so much nicer. I'm lazy, so I like walking downhill. So I was about to set the camera up here to do a nice walking transition. Of course, the one thing you need to take into consideration if you're in the Midwest or kind of anywhere in North America is these red vine-like plants here that have thorns all up and down them, and they're just a big pain in the ass. I don't know exactly what they're called. I'll throw it up here on the screen somewhere when I get back to the house, start editing this thing up. But yeah, just steer clear of those, and you should be good. I just got tied up in there, and it took me a few minutes to get out. But yeah, they're just these red vine-like, kind of tree-like deals with thorns all up and down them. They'll just get caught in everything and poke holes in all your stuff. So just be careful of that. I think we're almost there. I can see a little bit of water here, or solid water, aka ice. But I think we're here. Well, uncharted territory, but we made it. It's the little pond I was talking about. Probably not stopping here to eat lunch. Gonna move down to a creek a little bit down the ways that I've been to before. But no, it is indeed frozen. It looks fairly thick, and probably not gonna walk on it, but might throw some stuff on there to show you guys the depth of it and do it for the boys. I couldn't find a rock to throw onto the pond. So yeah, y'all ain't getting that shot. So we got just a little bit farther here to go. We're gonna be trailing off the trail. So here's the kind of end right here. So we came from, that's the pond right there. And the rest of the way to go is gonna be right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. Using TAC nav, I put it in there using the mill standards, the mill dots and everything like that. And so I got it. So you can see top green dot there, that's me. And then you got Camp 1. Not that we're actually camping here, but it's just a cool little spot that I want to go check out and see what's going on down there. Getting pretty thick down in here, but glad. Oh, there's that thorns that I'm telling you about. Same one, just a little bit smaller, just ripped into my arm there for a second. But like I was saying, a little thick down in here, and would not want to come across this in the summertime. Thank God it's winter. Some fresh poop for you. Want some poop? So I don't know if I told y'all, but it is indeed cold out, and I don't know if you can tell, but I'm trying to get ice in the mustache. Always a good added effect to show how cold it is out, but I'm pretty warm. I don't know what my mustache is thinking. I'm all freezing over and such, but it's pretty dang warm out. It's always cool in the wintertime. You can see the trails from all the deer just pounding it down, and makes it easy for me to get around, that's for sure. Well, and I think we finally made it. But I think it's about 1.5 to 2 miles in. Not exactly sure how far, but it's nice frozen over creek. Goes all the way and winds around, but that little berm right there there's a little spot right in the middle. We're gonna set up right there. Let's see if check out how deep this is. Oh, yeah, she's a little icy. Trying not to bust my butt, but at least I won't get wet. That's for sure. Oh! Well, this looks like a pretty decent spot right here. Snow's a little bit deeper than I thought it would be, but it'll be all right. Get us a nice water break in and get unpacked a little bit and get lunch going. So, at the campsite here, or campsite. Suppose I got a few guys wondering what's in the pack. Well, got water here. Got one Nalgene and then a Yeti thermos. Only brought this because I didn't know if this would freeze over on me or not, if this water would start freezing because it's so cold. But so I brought this in case because I know this will regulate that temperature inside. It's not warm water or anything like that, just normal water. Didn't want it to freeze. But next thing I brought is a stool. And one thing you always want to do when you're dealing with winter, camping in the winter, doing something like that, and you're coming for a stop, always be up above the ground or have something away from the ground, especially the snow in the wintertime. This snow will just suck in the ground, will suck all your body heat out of you. So getting your butt out of the snow, off the ground, at least when you're in these colder environments, is always essential. Obviously you can see I'm struggling right now because this damn snow and this chair is not one to cooperate. So we might move here, might not. Might just do it for Lucas and settle in here. So the next thing I brought, nice big fluffy winter coat. Don't know if I might put this on a little bit later, but this is the military issued. I don't have the kind of money to go buy my own. I do have my own, but it doesn't pack up as nice and puffy as this, so I might buy one later. But no, when I start making lunch here, it's gonna get a little bit colder because I'm not moving around, so I'll strip one layer and put this on. The next thing I got in there is the bottoms for that. So starts getting cold again. So the lower half, I'm pretty bundled up in here. I have the same size material as this on my bottoms, along with like a pair of leggings underneath on top of these here. But if it gets cold again, I'm gonna bring this pull this out and put that on. Next thing we got is our, we'll get to this when we get to lunch. And last but not least, in case I ever do wind up in a survival situation or anything like that, never leave home without my whoopee. It's not the most well-packed thing in the world, but not going very far. But if I ever got super duper cold, if I got stuck here, if I fell like broken ankle or something like that, I do have something to either get me off the ground or to wrap myself in. So I'm just extra safe, extra careful. But next, I got a little stain pouch on the top here, or on the front right here. My Marine Corps guys know what that is. Exact same one that you guys get issued, that I got issued, if I could open the damn thing. But no, I just got a little bit of lunch, got some baggies, just in case I want to bring some extra out. Oil, get one of these little oil containers off Amazon, works really good. And some Spam if we want to fry some Spam up. And today we're going to be trying out one of these adventure meals. I've never had one before, but we're doing a buffalo style chicken mac and cheese, and that's one of my favorites. And that's it. That's all we have for the bag. The bag that we're using, like I said earlier in the video, is the Mystery Ranch day pack. So far it's handled pretty good. Having all the bulky stuff in there is definitely used every single space here, but I am getting a little bit cold, so I think I'm going to throw some of this on and set up for lunch. Yeah, it's definitely getting a little bit more chilly, especially down in here. I thought the wind wouldn't hit me as much, but it is. So that's exactly why we brought this. Also brought another pair of gloves, because the gloves I'm using now is just that standard issue. You can go buy them from the PX or BX, whatever you want to call it, for about, I think you only buy them for $2, but this is just the old-fashioned wool gloves, and they've done me great so far. I use them at work all the time as well. So let's get lunch started. So what I brought here today to make my lunch with is I can't remember exactly what the brand is, but you can buy it on Amazon. It's basically an off-brand jet boil. I'll pull it up and throw it up on the screen now and show you guys what it is or where to find it at. But you got a few little cups to cook stuff in, or boil some water if you want. Propane. Highly don't recommend, if you're in these colder environments, to use propane or butane. It will freeze. Thankfully, it's still pretty warm. Haven't been hiking very long. I'm not staying too long either, but it will freeze. This isn't going to freeze on me, but got your little cups there, so boil some water. But our little stovetop is just right here. Packs in this little thing, this little deal. Make a big old mess here. And it just folds on out like so. And that's where you set your, right here is where you set your little stovetop. Just like that. And it boils. And it just screws right on. Has its own little igniter too. And see if we can't get this thing to give a good light and not catch myself on fire. There we go. I think what we're gonna do is see how to freaking make this deal. So let's see. Surface patch, remove, discard oxygen absorber. Carefully add 1 2/3 cup, or 13 fluid ounces of boiling water. So, good thing we got our fancy dancy Nalgene, and we'll do 13, what did it say, 13 fluid ounces? Yeah, 13 fluid ounces will give roughly about that into here and boil it. Boy, that's getting warm just right there. That's awesome. Never used this thing before. First time ever using it. Used a jet boil back when I was in the Marine Corps in 2016 to 2020, making ramen. You can also make ramen inside those the heaters that you get with the MREs. You can get the drink bag and the heater, and you can make some dang good ramen. Good thing about snow, storage everywhere you go. So we got it open. That's what it looks like before you add the water in. Water's still boiling down over here, but Adventure Meals, Buffalo style chicken mac and cheese. Bought this about a year ago. Should be pretty good. I don't know. We're about to find out together for the first time ever, but sounds pretty good. And sounds warm because it is getting a little bit colder out. So looking forward to it. If this water could boil faster, that'd be great, but struggling a little bit. It's getting there though. All right, I think it's time to start mixing in my water. Might have added a little bit too much. You know, I'm not the best at reading instructions, but it says stir carefully, close zip, wait for 5 minutes, stir again. All right, so that's what we're gonna do. So, yeah, definitely. Oh, maybe not too much water. Stir this all up. Looks like we got some carrots in here. It's definitely a little bit soupy. I'll be real with you, but that's operator error for sure. But now I guess we let it stand for 5 minutes. It smells so good though. Let that sit for 5 minutes once we reseal it here. All right, we're sealed back up. I'm just gonna put it down on the kitchen table there and wait. I think we might even dump it into our nice warm pot that we have here once we're done. But burner worked great. Was not expecting it to actually work that good. I thought since I was getting some kind of off-brand, not the actual name brand Jetboil, wouldn't work. But no, she worked fabulous. Might even try and make some fried spam here in a second and see how that works with the other one. It should be about the right size for spam to fit perfectly on top of there. Well, our lunch should be done now, and it's been, I don't know exactly how long it took to make this. I think just with my fiddle dinking around, it's taking me 7-8 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. Well, no, because it said let stand for 5 minutes, sit for 4, so about 10-11 minutes, and I'm kind of impatient, so gonna open up this bad Larry and see how she turned out. So, like I said before, I had a little bit too much, but that's the finished product right there. A little bit too much water added in, so it's more of a soup. But it looks pretty good to me. I've eaten way worse, but it's nice and warm, that's for sure, on my hands. Not that my hands are that cold, but set you guys up here. We'll do a nice try. I think we're gonna switch from the fork over to the spoon. Spoon, plastic baggies. It's the name of the game. All right, well. Oh yeah, she's doing just fine. First little bite right there. Spilling all over the place, but let's give her a go. Ooh. Can definitely taste that buffalo in there, that's for sure. And a little bit of spiciness to it. Oh, that's good. I'd eat that again. I'd eat that again for sure. Try and get a fun shot for you guys here. Show you how cold it is, and do the thing everybody does when it's cold outside. I'm gonna throw this boiling water up and see if it creates a bunch of steam. It did. Cool. Do a little bit of dishes here and finish my lunch and get out of here. So yeah, this little Jetboil or off-brand Jetboil product worked pretty good. This is just how it folds up, just like that. And I couldn't be more impressed with how it worked, and especially in these cold temperatures. Most people probably won't be out and about using this thing about this temperature, probably in the spring or something like that. I'm like smart people, but I'm not smart. So, but no, just packs up like that. Throw it all together back into its little case, and then you're out of here. You're good to go, and it's way cheaper. I think the price of it was about 25, 30. I mean, anything's gonna be cheaper than the real Jetboil, but like I said, worked out pretty damn nice. I am thoroughly impressed. Do the dishes. There we go. Nice and clean. Well, I'm done with lunch here, and that was pretty damn good. But one thing we always want to do whenever we're done eating and making a mess and throwing our shit all over the place is always pick up. Never leave anything behind that you brought in. Always bring it back out. So whenever you're doing your bag packing and everything like that, take in consideration, you know, you might bring all these nice luxury items and camping stuff and like, oh, bring all this food and all these baggies. Hiking it in is one thing. Hiking it back out is another, especially since you've been out and, you know, it's going to be the long haul. The first little bit hiking in there is always fun. And then hiking back when you're tired and you're full of food or something like that is never a good time. So little baggies to make sure it doesn't make a mess anywhere, but make sure we leave no trace that we were ever here. Oh, I did say something about making some fried Spam. We ain't making that today. I'm a little lazy right now, so maybe if you stick around, there might be another video. We can finally cook up some Spam. So I think what we're gonna do, this is what I wore in here today. Just with that little thin layer, like I said, just enough to stop the wind. It has gotten a little bit colder, so I've only been out here for about, I'd say 2 hours maybe, you know, because of piddle dinking around looking at stuff. But it has gotten a little bit colder, and I'm gonna wear this out. Unless I get a little bit too hot in this thing, then I'll put this back on. But yeah, that's why we always bring a little bit of extra clothes, just to make sure in the case that I do get cold. Your body's telling you something if you're getting cold. It means you are probably should get warm, or try to get warm at least. But get all packed up here and head back out the same way we came in. Just like that, we're all packed up. Really nice campsite. Not campsite, but a little stopping area. Definitely would come down here and camp overnight one of these days, but this area we're not allowed to do that, so just gonna clean up and head on out. Well, it's already cleaned up, but put our pack on and get walking. Back across the ice sheet here. Not gonna lie to you guys, I was trying to figure out where I walked in here from, and one thing about ice, you can't leave footsteps on ice. You guys can't see, there's no footsteps there, so I was like, where the heck did I come in here from? But we found it, so we're on our way back out. Trees. Be gentle with me, trees. Ouch. Them thorns, they'll get you. They always sneak up when you're not paying attention and looking for them. They grab you, just like right now. So yeah, just the Midwest, North America, like northern areas, you'll always find those thorns. This ain't the way it came. Where's my trail? Oh, there it is. Well, my little time breaking through the brush here has come to an end. Finally back at the trail. Still haven't found a rock to throw on the ice though. I tried looking when I was down the little creek bed over there because I did before, but the snow was a little deep for me to be checking for it. But only up from here and then back down. But almost done. You know, I'm really surprised. Haven't seen much wildlife out today. I know it is pretty cold out, but a lot of the time that sun will come out and they'll come look for open areas kind of like this, just right where the sun's gonna be, and they'll sunbathe. So in the winter times, for my coyote hunters out there, if you're in a field and there's big hay bales out there, big round bales, square bales, whichever, coyotes will go and sit up right up on top of those and sunbathe to get warm and be right in the middle of the day. So if you want a good way to find a coyote, look at those bales. Always uphill, barely can ever go downhill. Well, getting to the top of this hill here, starting to sweat and it's getting hot, so I think we're gonna shed a layer and get my blue raincoat back out. Last thing I want to do is start sweating too much and have it freeze on me. Oh yeah, much better. Not the right way to pack, but it ain't going anywhere. Not all tight. It's not the fancy gear that's super small and whatever, but it gets the job done. There's not really much else to this pack. Back to walking. Why didn't you guys tell me I had an ice bogey in my mustache? Why didn't you tell me? That's rude. It's gonna stay in the video because half my shots are with that thing on there. Y'all are rude for not telling me. Finally downhill. Underneath. Oh shit. We made it. Just barely. Now I have that one. Oh god. Oh, just falling over here. Don't worry about it. Work the rest out of my knees, I guess. Almost there. Almost there. Nice little hill. Walk all the way up. But we made it. Well, we made it. Up a few hills and down a few hills. Had a nice lunch. Well, I hope you guys really enjoyed a little adventure with me as I'm getting a phone call. But Well, it's my very first ever little try at this little YouTube thing, doing this out. Got a little bored. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and maybe subscribe, do whatever. Let me know what I can improve on. But hope you guys have a good day. Thanks for watching. Oh, shit. All right, did we break or did we just come undone? Okay, we just came undone. We're good.